So the topic in this video is polar equation of the conic. Polar equation of the conic. So you have studied in PUC classes about conic section, or it is simply called conic. Conic section, or simply called conic. What do you mean by conic? A hollow right circular cone. When a hollow right circular cone is cut by a plane, then the area common to the plane and this right circular cone is known as conic section. Conic section means section of a cone by a plane. Recently in geometry of 3 dimensions you have studied section of a sphere by a plane is a circle. We have proved that one. Analytically we have proved that one. Section of a sphere by a plane is a circle. This is a hollow right circular cone, 3 dimensional it is. If it is cut by a plane, then the area common to this plane and this plane and the cone is called conic section. Now in this case, this plane cuts the axis of the cone, plane cuts the cone, and plane is perpendicular to the axis of the cone. In this case we have obtained circle. Common area to this plane and this conic, that is cone, right circular cone, is a circle. By varying the inclination of this plane with the axis, this is the axis of the cone, we may get different geometrical figure. They are known as conic section. Circle is also a conic section. You will get ellipse, hyperbola and parabola, so on. But we study this conic as locus of a point. This is how we get the conic section. That is geometrically how do you get the conic section? Section of a right circular cone by a plane. But however, we study analytical geometry means we study the conic section as locus of a point. Circle is very good example for a geometrical figure for locus of a point. Every geometrical figure is locus of a point. You draw this figure, it is locus of a point. But it is difficult to find the equation for this because it is not a standard curve. But however, circle is a simplest curve it is. 2-dimensional curve it is. How to define a circle? Circle is locus of this moving point. Locus means path traced by the point which moves such that it keeps always same distance from the fixed point. Consider moving point in the plane. Suppose it keeps same distance from the fixed point always, then the path traced by that point is locus of the point is a circle. Now we define conic section as locus of a point, and we study that conic section means conics as locus of a point. Of course, we study the equation in terms of polar coordinates. Firstly, how to define a conic section as locus of a point? Suppose S be the fixed point and L be a fixed line. S be the fixed point, L be the fixed line. Suppose this Pxy it is a point in the plane and it moves like that. Its ratio of its distance from fixed point to the fixed line is always same. Now we consider moving point, how it moves. Ratio of its distance from the fixed point to the fixed line. These two are important here. Fixed point, fixed line. Ratio of its distance from the fixed point to the fixed line is always constant. That means SP by PM is always constant. Then the locus of the point is called conic section or conics. And this constant ratio is called eccentricity of the point. And depending on this ratio, if E is equal to 1, you will get parabola. If E greater than 1, you will get hyperbola. And if E less than 1, you will get ellipse. All these things you have studied. And also you have studied Cartesian equation. What is the Cartesian equation? Y square is 4ax. hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square is 1, and ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. These are some standard forms. Of course, parabola there are 4 different forms, standard forms. Hyperbola 2 forms, and ellipse also there are 2 different forms. And this is about conic sections that you have studied already. E is called eccentricity. Now we study the conic section in terms of polar coordinates. All that equations I have taken are Cartesian equations. Now we consider polar equation of the conic. What do you mean by Cartesian form and polar form? In Cartesian form, how do you represent a point? We represent a point with reference to 2 perpendicular lines. Suppose P is any point in the plane. We consider 2 perpendicular lines, x dash ox, y dash oy, and it divides the plane into 4 parts. They are called quadrants. Now, how do you represent the point here? A point is represented by its distances from 2 perpendicular lines. Distance from this y-axis, this is of course called origin. Y-axis is called x coordinate. Distance from x-axis is called y coordinate, xy. Now this is one method of representing the point, and these xy are called Cartesian coordinates of the point, and it is given by Reen-Descartes, Cartesian coordinates of the point. But now we consider polar coordinates of the point. See, what is the advantage over this Cartesian system? What is the advantage of polar coordinates over this system? I explained that one. What do you mean by polar coordinates of a point? Now one more system to represent the point is, we consider the fixed point and a fixed line through that point. Suppose O be the fixed point, it is called pole, and OA be the fixed line, it is called initial line, and direction of this line is like this. Now suppose P is any point, and suppose its distance from fixed point is R, and that OP makes an angle theta with fixed line. Then coordinates of these points are taken as R theta. Say, how do you represent the point here? They are called polar coordinates of the point. And if we express equation of locus of that point in terms of r and theta, then it is called polar equation of the locus of the point. Now, P r theta, r means it is called radius vector. It is measured along the line bounding the vectorial angle r, and theta is measured in anti-clockwise direction. Therefore, in Cartesian coordinates, you know that in 4 quadrants you have different signs for the points. Suppose P lies in the 4th quadrant. What are the signs? X positive, y negative. Here both x and y are negative. 3rd quadrant. 2nd quadrant, x negative, y positive. Accordingly, here in case of polar coordinates also, they have different signs. Here sign is given by this. Suppose r is measured along the line bounding the vectorial angle, then it is taken as positive. Suppose theta is measured in anti-clockwise direction, then it is taken as positive. Now, see the same point I take, this is same, OP is equal to OP dash. I explain, OP is equal to OP dash. Then what is this? R. And this angle is, what is this angle? Pi plus theta it is. Then coordinates of P dash are R and pi plus theta. R and pi plus theta. Coordinates of P dash. But coordinates of P can also be taken like this. Suppose OP is positive here. If we measure this distance in the opposite direction, I keep angle as pi plus theta, but distance is measured in reverse direction. Say, this what is the angle? Vectorial angle is pi plus theta, but I don't take r along this line in the direction opposite to that line. What is the line bounding the vectorial angle? OP dash. But I take R in the opposite direction of this OP dash. Then what happens? It becomes minus. Minus R phi plus theta. Or the coordinates of the same point can be given by, this is yes, minus R pi plus theta are the coordinates of the point, same point. But that is not possible in case of Cartesian coordinates. Advantage of these polar coordinates is same point can be represented in many different ways, infinite number of ways. Because I write this as R 2 pi plus theta. 2 pi plus theta. Because if we consider this as the line bounding the vectorial angle, what is the angle? 2 pi plus theta. We complete one round. We take complete one round. 2 pi plus theta. But our distance remains same and it is positive. Here in this case, why it is minus? Because see here I take, this is, what is that? Line bounding the vectorial angle. What is the vectorial angle? Pi plus theta, but I have taken R in the opposite direction. Therefore minus R pi plus theta. And similarly here we can write R, and R is positive here, R and pi plus theta. But if we measure the angle in this direction, then what is this angle? No, what is this angle? I require this angle. This is initial line, correct? Initial line OA. I take angle is pi plus theta here. If I measure angle in the clockwise direction, what is this? This is pi plus theta. So what is this angle? 2 pi minus of pi plus theta. Therefore it is pi minus theta. So pi minus theta. Follow this one, same coordinates of same point. R is positive now because it is measured along the line bounding the vectorial angle, therefore positive OP dash. But angle is measured, I take this angle. It is negative angle. Why it is negative? Because it is measured in clockwise direction. But this is angle between the initial line and the radius vector, but measured in clockwise direction. Therefore it is negative. And what is the amount in this one? Amount is pi minus theta. So same point can be written as R pi minus theta. I hope all of you followed this one. You go through again. If you have any queries, difficulties, you feel free to ask at any time. You feel free to ask at any time about the coordinates. So I explained what is conic section, and geometrically, that means analytically, how do you define conic section? That is how conic section is defined as locus of a point, and what are the polar coordinates of a point. Now we derive polar equation of the conic. Definition: what is conic section? Conic section definition is, conic section is the locus of a point, which moves such that ratio of its distance from the fixed point to a fixed line is always constant. So I take this as fixed point. Suppose this is the fixed line L. It is called directrix. Fixed line is called directrix. Fixed point is called focus. Suppose this is the point P and join this. SP by PM is always constant. Suppose it is denoted by E. It is. Suppose this is always fixed. Here SP by PM is less than 1. Suppose it is equal to 0.3. Less than 1 it is. 0.3. Always this P should keep this ratio as 0.3 only. SP by PM is 0.3. Then The locus of that point is called conic section. And in this case, E is less than 1, you will get ellipse. What is ellipse? Ellipse will be like this. Ellipse will be like this. This is the ellipse. Definition, I think all of you understood definition. This is called conic section. Now we derive the polar equation of conic section in the form L by R is 1 plus E cos theta. Throughout the topic, this derivation this formula plays very important role. And what is the advantage of this over the Cartesian form? In Cartesian form, for ellipse, parabola, hyperbola, we have different equations. Ellipse equation is x square by a square, y square by b square is 1. For parabola, y square is 4ax. But in polar form, for all the conic sections, equation is same. L by R is 1 plus E cos theta. And this represents different conics depending on value of E. Suppose E is 1, it represents parabola. E is less than 1, it is ellipse. E is greater than 1, same equation represents hyperbola. Now from exam point of view, this derivation important. Derive the polar equation of the conic in the form L by R is 1 plus E cos theta. To derive this, suppose what is L here? Important. L is semi-latus rectum. L is semi-latus rectum. We derive the equation. For that, suppose this is the conic section. It may be any conic section. Suppose S be the focus. Draw L dash. What is L dash? And suppose this is the axis. L dash is focal chord perpendicular to the axis. That is called latus rectum. And SL is small l. Semi-latus rectum is SL. L dash is latus rectum. SL is semi-latus rectum. It is small l. Now consider the directrix. This is the directrix. And I take P R theta be any point on the cone, on the conic section, not cone, conic section. Then I take arbitrary point P R theta and obtain relation between R and theta using that SP by PM is E. That is the definition of conic section. SP by PM is E, and we get this as the equation of this arbitrary point P R theta. For that, join SP, draw PM perpendicular to directrix. SP PM. Then, and one more thing important is S is the pole here. For this equation, it is the polar equation of the conic section whose semi-latus rectum is L and focus is S. Now, S is the focus, this is the directrix, L dash is the latus rectum, P R theta is any point. By definition of polar coordinates, if you take S as the pole, this is theta and this is R, and we draw the perpendicular here, N. Correct? Perpendicular N. And this is SZ perpendicular to the directrix, that is the axis. Now this is suppose A, point on the, that is again point on the conic section. Now with this we start and we prove that equation is L by R is 1 plus E cos theta. Question is, derive the polar equation of the conic, in the form L by R is 1 plus E cos theta, where S is the focus, L is the semi-latus rectum, short form. L is the semi-latus rectum. For that we have started with this, S be the focus, this is the directrix, draw SZ perpendicular to the directrix, P be any arbitrary point on the conic section, join SP, then SP is the and angle PSA is theta. Also draw PM perpendicular to the directrix. With these things we start here. For that, what is given? We have SP by PM is equal to E. Therefore, SP is E into PM. Take this as 1. SP by PM. How to define conic section? It is locus of a point which moves such that ratio of its distance from the fixed point to the fixed line. SP is fixed point distance. PM is distance from directrix fixed line, that is always constant. SP is E into PM. Therefore, SP is E into, what is PM? NZ. PM is NZ. Correct? And NZ can be written as, what is NZ? NZ is SZ minus SN. Correct? SZ, I think this step you followed. SP by PM is E. By definition of that conic section, SP is E into PM. From the diagram, PM is same as NZ, but NZ is same as, this is S here, yes, SZ minus SN. Now we find out what are SZ and SN. Now consider here SN by SP. What is SN by SP, anybody? SN by SP is cos theta. Therefore, SN is SP cos theta. But what is SP? R cos theta. This is SN. SN. And SZ. To find SZ, I take this one. What is L here? It is also point on the conic. Therefore, SL, can I write here? SL upon SZ is also E. SL upon SZ is, what is SL? Distance of the point from the focus, and SZ is perpendicular distance of this point, same L, from the directrix. It is same as SP by PM, because what is SP by PM? Distance of point from the focus to the directrix. What is SL by SZ? Distance, ratio of distance of the point from L to focus to the directrix. Therefore, what is SZ? SZ is SL upon E. But what is SL? It is given. SL is semi-latus rectum. Semi-latus rectum. Two things we have obtained. SZ is L by E. SN is R cos theta. Therefore, I write this SP. R is equal to E into SZ L by E minus SN R cos theta. Therefore, R is equal to L minus E into R cos theta. Am I correct here? Yes. Take LCM first. L minus ER cos theta. Then cancel this. Correct? Cancel this. Now we simplify further. Like this. Simplify further. How to simplify? Say I go to this step here. R into 1 plus E cos theta is equal to L. Therefore, R is L by L by 1 plus C cos theta, or L by R is 1 plus E cos theta. This is the equation. L by R is 1 plus E cos theta. Standard derivation. This derivation is the first derivation that you have to study in the polar equation of the conic. First of all, what is conic section? Conic section means it is the locus of a point, P is here, of a point, so that its ratio of its distance from the fixed point to the fixed line is always constant. That is taken as E. That is the definition of the conic section. So how we have derived this one? I think you have followed this diagram. Then we have started with this SP by PM is E, SP is E into PM. PM is equal to NZ from the figure. NZ is again SZ minus SN from the figure. Now from this step we have obtained, we kept this one as it is, R it is, SP is R, and obtain SZ. What is SZ? L by E. What is L? LS, semi-latus rectum. And what is SN? SN is R cos theta. Using this, SN by SP is cos theta. SN upon SP is cos theta. So we have R is L minus C R cos theta, or L by R is 1 plus C cos theta. This is equation of the conic section. I hope all of you understood the derivation here. And we use throughout the topic equation of the conic section as L by R is 1 plus C cos theta. This is the equation of conic section. Depending on E, it may represent different conic section, maybe parabola, ellipse or hyperbola. In PUC classes, Cartesian, while studying Cartesian equation of the conic section, you have separately derived equation of the circle, parabola, ellipse, hyperbola. But here, single equation serves all that purpose. Now first I go through some examples here. First is prove that the equations L by R is equal to 1 plus C cos theta and L by R is minus 1 plus E cos theta represent same conic section. Same conic sections. First important result here. See, in the standard equation we have derived L by R is 1 plus E cos theta is a equation of the conic section. What is L? Semi-latus rectum. E is eccentricity. And focus is referred as the pole. Now, these two equations are same. L by R is 1 plus E cos theta minus 1 plus E cos theta represent same conic. For that, suppose this is OX, initial line is OX. Suppose P is any point whose coordinates are R alpha. Then what is this angle? Alpha. And what is this distance? R. Measured in this direction. R alpha. Now, I extend this R backward. This is the positive direction now. Extend this backward. Then what is this angle? It is pi plus alpha. If we take this as R, this is positive direction of R, then what happens? Its coordinates of this point becomes R and pi plus alpha. If I take vectorial angle as pi plus alpha, vectorial angle of pi plus alpha, and measure R in this direction, then R becomes negative, minus R. Any doubts here? You know the sign of R. R is positive when measured along this direction. First you forget about this. Only take this point R alpha. R is measured along the line bounding the vectorial angle alpha, OP. Therefore R is positive. This is alpha. Now I extend this R this direction. What is this angle? Pi plus alpha. Then if we take vectorial angle as pi plus alpha and measure same distance in the opposite direction. Actually for pi plus alpha, this is the positive direction of R. But I take R in the negative direction. Then it becomes same coordinates of same P becomes minus R pi plus alpha. It is clear now? Now the derivation depends on this. Let PR alpha be any point on the conic L by R is equal to 1 plus E cos theta. Then we have L by R is 1 plus E cos alpha. E cos alpha. Now P can also be written as minus R pi plus alpha. Therefore L by minus R is equal to 1 plus e cos pi plus alpha, because this r alpha lies on the conic section. Correct? Conic section. So r alpha satisfies this equation. But same point can be written as minus r pi plus alpha. Therefore, this minus r pi plus alpha also can be substituted. Or minus r pi plus alpha also satisfies that equation. Then what happens? Minus L by r is 1 minus e cos alpha. What is cos pi plus alpha? Minus cos alpha. Or L by r is minus 1 plus e cos alpha. L by r is 1 plus e cos alpha. L by r is minus 1 plus e cos alpha. Therefore, this equation, what is that? L by r 1 plus e cos theta, L by r minus 1 plus e cos theta are nothing but same. They represent the same conic section. Say, therefore in this video I have derived polar equation of the conic in the form L by r is 1 plus e cos theta, and explained L by r is 1 plus e cos theta minus 1 plus e cos theta represent same conic section. Same conic section. They do not represent different, they are same. Because if r alpha is a point on this, then minus r pi plus alpha represents the same point. Therefore, minus r pi plus alpha also satisfies this. Then we get equation as minus 1 plus e cos theta. Therefore, these two represent same conic section. Okay, I have explained a lot of things in this period. You go through the video again. And if you have any difficulties or you have not followed anything concept, you always feel free to ask. Okay, bye.